Alright, here's how I've been reproducing the freeze issue that I've noticed with Radeon cards. I've only seen it with Radeon cards. But here's my setup here. I just have this PC here. Here's my Radeon graphics card there. All I have is ProPresenter7 installed on here. This is the latest beta now as of February 4th. And it's running, just running on a loop here. I have this presentation, just a single presentation, and I've enabled the time show or the slideshow mode there. That's what that is. So every 5 seconds, it advances the slide. Now the first slide is disabled, and it includes a couple timers on it, and that's so that I can see exactly what happened, or I don't have to watch it the whole time. It shows an elapsed time, and it shows the current time right here. So it's been about 2 minutes since I last started this. And what I do is, that timer is going, so you can see the loop is going there. This progress bar is advancing. This is that slideshow mode. It's every 5 seconds it advances there. And in order to recreate the issue, what I do is I just open up ProPresenter like this, have it running. I minimize it to desktop. This is a Windows 11 computer. I just minimize it to desktop, and I walk away and wait for a while. And eventually, in most cases, this screen here will just freeze. And I'll demonstrate that when it happens later. This is an unregistered copy right now, but I don't think that matters. Okay, so I've now had ProPresenter running for 2 hours, and it has frozen the output screen, or the audience display here. I'm running this unregistered, and it just happened to freeze while the watermark was displayed. It doesn't always do that, but it does do that every once in a while, so I don't know if that's related or not. Anyway, you can see here that it froze after 2 hours and of elapsed time, and that's the date and time that it froze at. It's not changing right now at all. If I mouse over the screen here, I'm going to bring my mouse over here. See my mouse there? This X does show up, so it's not completely frozen. I can still move my mouse there. You can see my mouse on the screen, and that X to hide the audience display still works. I can click that X. I'm going to click that X right now, and it goes back to the home screen. I'm going to go back. I'm going to maximize ProPresenter again. Go up here, turn the audience display back on. The audience display comes back up, and it's still frozen. Preview screen is completely blank, or black even. Normally it should show my audience screen there. That has blanked out. I have seen it before where it actually freezes here as well, but I haven't seen that lately. That was early on, maybe a month or two ago that I saw that. On all my recent testing, this is totally blank. Also, the media scrub bar is frozen right now, just not moving at all. However, my advanced timer is still, advancing there. So ProPresenter, the control screen is still working. You can see it's on here right now, and once that timer reaches its end, it goes to the next slide. So that's working normally. Also, if I go into Inspector, I'm going to right click on this slide here and go into Inspector. Go into Inspector, and the media window is just gray. None of the transport controls down here work. They don't do anything. Most of the other stuff on here seems to work. All the buttons and stuff seem to work just fine on here. I haven't tried this. I'm going to see what happens when I click Set to Current Frame. Set to Current Frame, and it blanked out on me. Even my background there blanked out on me. That's kind of strange. I haven't seen that before. Maybe that's happened when I set to current frame there. So when I set to current frame, it kind of disappeared on me, even on my slide. I'm going to get out of here. Okay, so that's most of the symptoms. There is one other thing here. when I close out ProPresenter, normally when I close out ProPresenter, all the screens immediately go back to desktop. But when it's frozen like this, when I close out ProPresenter, I'm going to close it now. Click OK now. You can see it takes a while for that screen, the audience display, to get to desktop. It eventually does go, but it takes a few seconds. So if I just wait, there it goes. So now it's back to desktop over there. And that kind of summarizes the symptoms that I see when the screen freezes. Okay, now I didn't mention it before, but this PC that I've been testing ProPresenter with for that screen freeze issue on their AMD Radeon cards, it's a very fresh install of Windows 11. I actually reset the whole computer when I started having problems to narrow stuff down. So it's a fresh install of Windows 11, and very simple ProPresenter setup. It's just one audience display. That's all it is, and of course the main control display. I don't have any NDI or any SDI hooked up to it. There is no SDI card even in the computer. All the drivers are fresh. They're just a basic install. The Windows, the ProPresenter presentation is pretty simple. I left as much as I could defaults. I just added some of those timers and a presentation and a background video to that. That was basically it. And here are some of the results of the testing that I've done. I've done over the last weeks or months or so, I've done a whole bunch of testing on these versions of ProPresenter here. I did 5 tests on each. I just started the latest testing of the very latest ProPresenter 11 or 7.11 beta. So I've only tested that once, and it froze after 2 hours, you can see there. But those are all the tests that I've done. The yellow boxes there are where I stopped the test before ProPresenter froze. So on those boxes, it hadn't froze yet when it reached those times. And I charted that all out down here. So you can see ProPresenter 8 and 9 are doing relatively well. The minimum there was like 5 hours it froze on me, and that was ProPresenter 8. But they did mostly eventually freeze on me. There's a few of them there that just never did freeze. But then ProPresenter 7.10.4 and ProPresenter 7.11 are freezing much more quickly, I should say. 10 was especially bad. Some of them, all of them froze within the hour on that. And 7 there, you can see that. I just created another plot here with a log scale just to stretch that out a little bit, but this probably is the better idea, gives you a better idea of what is going on there. So I'm going to continue testing the latest beta here for a few times and see how long that goes, and continue on from there. Thanks.